We have finally arrived to our destination, Disney World. We're staying at the Disney Coronado Springs Resort in the Grand Destino Tower. First impressions? It is absolutely gorgeous. Here's a peek of our room. It has a beautiful bathroom with a spacious shower, wardrobe, desk and sitting area, king-size bed, and everything else you'd need for a comfortable stay. The hotel lobby is unreal. The design is so glamorous. It looks like something straight out of a movie. I couldn't stop looking at the chandelier and all of the sparkle. All the design elements are out of this world stunning. I believe this property is actually one of the largest at Disney World, and let me tell you, it is huge. They have a lot to offer and a lot of different areas to stay in. There's also a lake, lots of restaurants, a gift shop, store, and a ton of fun things to do around the property. It did take us a while to get here as our original flight was actually canceled last minute. We ended up having to rebook a different flight a few hours away, just hours before we were scheduled to leave. And we had a long delay in Phoenix due to a power outage. We ended up arriving quite a bit later than expected, so we just went for a quick walk around the property before heading off to bed. We've arrived at the Magic Kingdom for day one of our Disney World adventure. We went right before Christmas and right after the 50th anniversary celebration, so it was decorated to the nines. We usually visit Disneyland each year during this time to celebrate our dating anniversary, and personally, I feel like it's the best time to visit because you get to experience all of the holiday decor without the large crowds. I've heard that Magic Kingdom is similar to Disneyland, so I'm excited to see how it compares. Main Street USA is one of my absolute favorite parts of Disneyland and now Disney World because I love seeing the vintage style buildings, especially during the holidays. And of course, the castle is my very favorite. It's even more magical than I imagined, so different than the one in California, but just as stunning. I love the pink, and they did such a great job decorating for the 50th anniversary. Our first ride of the day is the Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. We've never ridden this before since we don't have it in California, but it was such a blast. Next, we're heading to the Haunted Mansion, which is my husband's favorite Disney ride ever. Thunder Mountain Railroad is also one of our favorites, but we found this one to be much more rocky than the one in California. On our way to Tomorrowland, we explored some of the areas that we don't have in California. It's always so much fun to see all of the neat details that Disney puts into everything. Next, we went on the People Mover. This is also something else that we don't have on the West Coast, so it was at the top of our list for Magic Kingdom. It was a fun, relaxing, and unique way to see some of the park, including the famous unfinished Tron ride. Next, we went on Space Mountain, which is one of our favorite rides of all time. I love roller coasters, and this one is always so much fun. We're only here for 3 full days, so we got park hopper tickets for each day so that we could make the most out of our time. Next, we're going to Epcot. We have never been here before, but we were both so excited about seeing it for the first time in person. Also, side note, Florida is so pretty and green and flat. Such a change from the dry, mountainous landscape of California. We were also here during the Food and Wine Festival, so we got to try lots of yummy food. If you didn't know, I have a ton of food allergies, and they did have some options for me, which was really nice because food can be really hard to find at times. However, I will say that some of the booths were difficult to locate, especially since it was our first time in the park. It took us a little too long to find our food, so we got to the World Showcase after dark. But we're going to try to come back and look at it in the daytime because this is one of the things that we really, really wanted to see. Midway through, we stopped at the perfect spot to watch the light show. It was absolutely mesmerizing. We really enjoyed the World Showcase and loved getting to see all of the different countries.
Let me feel your love again, 'cause I've been running round in circles screaming out your name. Take me to a different place, just the two of us, and we can stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be that someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got without you by my side. Let me feel your love again. Just the two of us and we could stay up all night, kissing under streetlights, doing what we want to, doing what we need to do, staying up all night, everything is alright. Oh, I wanna be with you, oh, I wanna be with you. Let me be the someone who can hold your hand. I don't even know if you can understand how you make me feel. I got you in my head.
Next, we rode Soarin' Around the World, one of my all-time favorites, and checked out Living with the Land, which we both really enjoyed. My husband was dying to check out Journey into Imagination and Spaceship Earth since we don't have those back home. It was a really fun way to end the night. Back at the hotel, the staff left a sweet surprise in our room for our anniversary. They gave us so many goodies to take home. We started off day 2 a bit late. We completely missed our early entry into Hollywood Studios by 1 minute, and it was honestly a madhouse trying to get in. Our first stop of the day is Toy Story Land. The theming for Toy Story Land is much better than in California Adventure. We only have 2 rides in California, so it was really fun to see more theming for Toy Story because it's one of our favorite films. Our first ride of the day is the Slinky Dog Dash roller coaster. It was so much fun and definitely one of my favorite rides from the day. Next, we made our way through the Star Wars area so my husband could try the green milk. It was surprisingly delicious. Next time we'll have to try the blue. Next, we rode one of our old favorites, Toy Story Mania, and then made our way to the Rock and Roller Coaster. This was my first time riding, and it was one of my favorites from the entire trip. I mean, roller coasters, rock music, what more could you want? Afterward, there was a sudden downpour, so we took a break at the hotel and then went back to the Magic Kingdom, where we decided to explore a few hotels in the area. My husband loves anything Hawaiian, so we checked out the incredible Polynesian, where we had a delicious Dole Whip and did some shopping. Then we made our way to the beautiful Grand Floridian, where we checked out the massive gingerbread house made entirely of real gingerbread. We explored the grounds a bit before catching a boat back to the Magic Kingdom. It was absolutely magical to see it lit up for the holidays, and we came just in time for the fireworks show. I've never seen a fireworks show quite like this. It was the most beautiful show I've ever seen, and I am such a big fan of fireworks. I just love them so much. We finished off the night with some old favorites, Pirates of the Caribbean and the Haunted Mansion again. And we also got to see the castle lit up in all of its glory.
Jingle them bells and frolic. Oh, by gosh, some stolly. Eggnog, gin and tonic make Yuletide gay and jolly. Same procedure every year. I just can't get enough. I drink till Rudolph reappears. A toast to him, that red-nosed dear. Jingle them bells and frolic, it's the best day of the year.
We had a late dinner reservation, so we went to Disney Springs and checked out the area briefly before heading back to the hotel and off to bed. We are starting day 3 off at the Animal Kingdom. This is one of the parks that we were most excited to see because we don't have anything like this on the West Coast. I have to say that it was absolutely stunning in every single way. I could seriously just walk around here all day looking at all of the beautiful plants and animals and everything else. Our first ride of the day is Expedition Everest. We got really lucky with a 5-minute wait time, and I loved it so much that I rode it twice in a row. I probably would have ridden it more, to be honest. Next, we went for a walk in the Asia area. I believe it's called the Maharaja Jungle Trek. There is so much to see. We loved looking at all of the beautiful animals, plants, and design elements. I could have stayed here all day.
I can't tell what's wrong or right. Should I go without saying goodbye? All I know is I need to be somewhere else to set me free. I don't know what to do now. Need to figure it out, but I don't know how. I hope the wind will carry me and take me away to where I should be. I don't know where I belong, but I keep on searching for my home. There's a hunger in my soul, makes me keep on trying, holding on. Take me all the way, all the way. Take me all the way, and I keep on searching for my home.
Then we went to Rafiki's Planet Watch, where we learned more about how they care for the animals. We went for another walk in the Africa area at the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail to see all of the amazing animals, plants, and habitats. Next, we went to the Kilimanjaro Safari. I've never done anything quite like this, so it was a really neat thing to experience. Of course, I loved seeing all of the animals and the beautifully designed habitats. As we made our way to the other side of the park towards Pandora, it started pouring rain and wouldn't stop. Normally this wouldn't be a problem, but it was so bad. And we had ponchos and umbrellas and everything else, so we decided to head back to the hotel for a break. Sadly, we weren't able to see everything in the park, so we'll have to save that for next time. We ended our evening back at Epcot to see the World Showcase in the daytime. I love that we got to see it in both ways because they're drastically different. Afterwards, we picked up a few souvenirs and Christmas ornaments to take back home. Overall, it was a really fun first trip, and we definitely learned a few things along the way. Firstly, Disney World is huge. much larger than I thought it would be, and transportation was an issue at times, especially when going to certain places. I'm really glad that we chose to stay in one of the Disney World resorts rather than staying out of the area as we had originally planned. It was so much more convenient. Getting food reservations was also an issue. We had problems with our flight in the months leading up to the trip, so we had to book everything last minute and therefore missed out on a lot of the reservations. Since I have very strict dietary needs, finding food for me was next to impossible at times. It was hard to find a place that wasn't booked up or that wasn't too far from where we were. Let's just say that we came back from our trip down a few pounds. I was also not a fan of the Genie app. It was really confusing to figure out at first. We did end up paying for a Lightning Lane day pass and then ended up not being able to use it. Also, I didn't love having to be on my phone constantly. I'm already on my phone a lot for work, and when we visit theme parks, we prefer to take a more laid-back approach. We usually have an idea about what we want to do, but we don't necessarily want to completely plan our day out with a structured schedule. Unfortunately, we couldn't get away from this. I felt like I was on my phone all day reserving things, and as a result, missed out on enjoying special moments from our very first trip to Disney World. Other than that, we had a wonderful trip and made lots of great memories. Our hotel was beautiful and the staff was incredible. They made our time so magical, and we will definitely be staying there again. I also loved the variety between the parks and having the ability to see and experience a lot of things that we hadn't previously. We are already planning our next trip. Additionally, if you're looking for tips on planning for Disneyland in California, I'll leave my blog post for that in the description box. It has pretty much everything that you need to know. If you liked this video, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. And don't forget to follow along with me on Instagram at LizzieandLace and on my blog, lizzieandlace.com. I'll see you later. Bye!